Thank you.
Our next and final speaker tonight is Jay Sanford. Jay has been the director of Broward County Swim Central program for the last 9 years. Prior to his arrival in South Florida, he was the aquatic supervisor for the city of Laramie, Wyoming. And before that, he spent 10 years working for the city of Phoenix, where he supervised 12 pools and over 220 staff. He developed new programs to educate children and their families in water safety. And given that we live in the state of Florida, water safety is incredibly important. And the earlier children can learn and families can learn about water safety, the better. And with that, I will hand it over to Jay.
All right, excellent. So good evening, everybody. Thanks for having me. And can I get a thumbs up if anybody can hear me? Excellent. All right. So Swim Central is the Broward County Partner for Water Safety and Drowning Prevention. It is also the Water Safety Education Program, and it is a referral resource. So let's see if I can get this. So a lot of people, because we are unique to Florida, because we're the only people that do this, people wonder why we have this at all. Well, as a reminder, drowning is still the then unintentional killer of children under the age of 4 in the United States. It stays number 2 until they're 14. And then it gets knocked down by things like, unfortunately, weapons injuries and vehicle crashes. We lead the country with this. So in a 3-year stretch from 2012 to 2013, we lost 231 children to drowning. We typically every year lose 4 kindergarten classes full of children in the state of Florida to drowning. The World Health Organization, prior to the pandemic, said drowning was the number 3 killer worldwide, only behind malnutrition and malaria. Now, COVID has kind of pushed us down a little bit, and we like to stay down a little bit, but unfortunately, we anticipate that that's going to come back. We started this program in October of 1999, and since we've done it, only 3 children who, of the 600,000 that we have put through this, have become a victim of a fatal or non-fatal drowning incident. As always, most drowning incidents are preventable, and a fatal incident will usually end up devastating the family as well as the community. It is very unusual to see a family stay together after a drowning incident. And any child that goes through a non-fatal could require lifelong care, which can result in millions of dollars that the parents would need to put out. So how does our program work? So Swim Central is Broward County only. We do offer school day and camp lessons. The children are given 10 free lessons a year, Monday through Friday for 2 weeks. The program does arrange transportation through our partnership with the Broward County School District. And we pick the kids up from school, we drive them to the local pool, we put them in the water for 30 minutes for up to 10 sessions, and we bring them back. The vendors teach the lessons. We reimburse them at a contracted rate. So regardless of who is teaching the lessons, they are getting the same money that across the board, and they are volunteer to choose to involve themselves in this program. We send home a progress report showing the skills that they have mastered over the course of the program and those skills that they still need to improve. The second part of that is very important because we don't want any parent to walk away thinking that their child knows how to swim after just 10 water safety lessons. There is a continuing education component through the Children's Services Council of Broward County, which is our major funding. We're funded up to age 14. So we are happy to get those middle school kids. We're happy to get those second, third, fourth, fifth graders back in the water. If their school can send them, we do not turn anybody away. So we typically only get kindergarten, we get first, we get some second. Representative, you'll be happy to know that Margate Elementary sends pretty much everybody to us every year. That's one of your areas, if I'm not mistaken. Unfortunately, it was because a few years ago, they lost 2 children at the school in a course of about 3 weeks. And now that school principal has said never again. So they are on top of it. So we also run a coupon program. It is for ages 6 months to 5 years, and the parents can apply for $40 off at watersmartbroward.org. We mail the coupons to their Broward County address. That's the way we use to verify residency. They surrender the coupons when they redeem them at the participating locations. And of course, we now are offering caregiver adult lesson coupons. So if you signed your kids up, but you don't know how to swim, we're happy to give you $50 off an adult lesson. So maybe you can learn how to swim and be able to be involved in your child's water safety education. Coming up in 2021, the new contract will allow us to issue coupons for children up to the age of 8 who have maybe missed out on the school day lessons during the pandemic, because we estimate 40,000 children were unable to take those school day lessons. When the pandemic hit last in 2020, we were just getting into our bulk season. It hit in March, April, and May, and those are our busiest months. And of course, it continued throughout the school year in 2021. And so we're hoping by giving those parents access to those $40 coupons, maybe they will find a way to get those kids in the water and receive that education that they missed out on during the pandemic. Adult coupons will continue to be supported to make sure that the caregivers are out there. We never want to put a caregiver in a situation where they can't help the child that's in the water. We need to make sure that the parents are there as well. And then school groups are restarting for the 2021-2022 school year. We currently have 190 groups that have already scheduled with us. We usually average about 350, so they're coming back in nice and strong. And we are filling up pools as quickly as we can. Unfortunately, we still have vaccination and testing sites that are out there that are taking up parks that have pools in them. But as those sites close down, as hopefully people help us to draw this pandemic to a close, we'll be able to get access to those pools and continue to get kids in the water. So besides lessons, as a parent, what can you do to keep your child safe? Hey, supervision is always the key. As any parent knows, what your child can do today is vastly different than what they could do yesterday. And those kids are going to surprise you. They're going to open doors that they couldn't open before. In my household, it was they got hit in the head by a cabinet that I opened. I swear that kid's head was not that high the day before. And the next day I bomped him in the head, and kind of, it brings you to know that the kids are going to grow. If you do have a pool in your house, and there are 130,000 backyard pools here in Broward County, a 4-sided fence should surround them. If the house is one side of the barrier, any doors or windows should be alarmed, and wherever possible, the doors should be self-closing. We have started a couple years ago something called the High Five for Water Safety. It basically breaks down to supervision, barriers, alarms, swim lessons, and the parents knowing CPR. It's just 5 simple things. You can give yourself a high five for water safety. Know what that is. Talk to your kids about it. We work with children so that they don't cross the street without looking both ways. If you can teach your 4-year-old not to do that, you can teach your child not to go into the water. And until we get such a time as the state decides to mandate barriers between all bodies of water and any door or any house, any entry, as they have done in Maricopa County in Arizona, we're still going to see those children slipping out undetected that put themselves at risk. And it is an unfortunate circumstance. I think we currently stand at 5 drownings here in Broward County this year already. It does not just happen during the summer. We are a 12-month drowning community. Unfortunately, we love the weather, but the kids still find their way into the water regardless of the time of year. And then if you need any more resources, or you want to find a nice home pool safety checklist, you can visit at watersmartbroward.org. It is our website. That is the same website that will allow you to ask for a coupon for both your child as well as the adult caregiver of that child. And we have some good resources on there for educators as well as parents. At this time, and I'll go ahead and end the presentation. We'll take any questions that people have in the chat, and I'm happy to answer any more questions we have about either Water Smart Broward or the Swim Central.
Thank you so much, Jay. I really appreciate it. Thank you, all three of you, for joining us and for sharing information about your organizations. Everything from early learning, what programs are available, and very important, obviously, is the swim safety. So I really appreciate it.